In today's video, I'm going to teach you tips and tricks so that when you backfill your plumbing, you can access your shower easy, and you don't need a wheelbarrow and shovel, folks, so stay tuned, I got a trick for you. So before I get Connor to backfill the hole with all the stone, I'm going to show you a little trick because this is a little old school, and I don't know why guys don't do this anymore, but we grabbed 4 pieces of wood. We're going to make a little box here, and we're just screwing it together with one screw on an angle so that, I'll explain to you in a second. Once I build this, it'll make perfect sense. All right, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this around our plumbing. So then he's gonna fill everything up with gravel. And then after our concrete is set, we come back the next day, I can take out those screws, pop those wood blocks out, and I'm gonna have an isolated space here with no concrete. So the underside of my shower pan, all of that assembly will fit nicely into that hole, and I'm not gonna have to chip the cement out again later. So this is just an ounce of prevention. Gives you a lot of control over the environment you're gonna be working in. Try to keep that in place while you're backfilling the gravel. Go ahead and start throwing that in. I know this is gonna be noisy. Now Connor, I need you to try to throw it back underneath. Remember when we were clearing all this out, all the gravel rolls away from the hole and leaves like a cliff. So when we're putting the gravel back, we've got to make sure that we're pushing it back all the way underneath. Otherwise, we're going to end up with so much gravel left over, we won't know what to do with it. That's the way to do it, buddy. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. All right, so now we've got our gravel backfill done. We're about 2.5 to 3 inches variance, depending. That's all gonna be great. We've thrown a couple pails of water in here just to help pack the rock down. I've got a trick here for laying concrete, and you're gonna love it. So I'm taking my slowed speed drill that I usually use for mud and thin set and that sort of thing. There we go. I'm just gonna put on a regular concrete blade, and we're gonna use regular concrete mix, all right, Sacrete. So it's the one with the little gravel in it. And in the instructions, it says 2.7 liters of water per bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the water in first. You want to buy a pail that has the measurements on the side. There we go. Just under 3 liters. Bring that on over. Set it on top of there, across the pail. Cut the paper from the underside. Back to the middle again. Okay, don't put the whole bag in right away, but these pails will fit a whole bag of concrete. That's the secret right there. Just keep it low and keep it going. If you get about 70 to 80% of the bag in, and then you mix it thoroughly before you add the rest, it won't clump up and cause problems. That is a perfect mix of concrete. Now all we got to do is take our pail. Now this technique really kicks butt. It's so much better than doing a volcano on the floor and makes a mess, or bringing a wheelbarrow downstairs, or mixing it upstairs and walking through the house. This contains your mess to right where you're working. Always does a phenomenal job. It's a little dusty, so try not to breathe that in. Wear a mask if you feel it necessary. Done. You follow the directions, it's consistently perfect. switch off pails, Max, because the last one just busted. Popped a little hole. There's a lot of pressure on this pail with a mixing concrete, so don't be surprised if you need more than one. All right. Now, we're going to hold off a little bit. We're going to catch up with our process here. All I'm going to do is use my 2x4 now. This is my tool. This is doing all the work for me. So I'm going to be pushing that in underneath. When you're working with concrete, you got a little time on your side. Don't be in a panic unless you're using some sort of a quick setting hardener. Okay, so that basically does it. I got this area all forced in, so now we're going to just scrape, right? We have obvious holes. You want to just grab the shovel and toss a couple of cups in here? There you go, that's it. Okay. Okay, so when we're done with this process, we're not concerned about how thick or bumpy or bubbly this is. We're going to be using a leveling compound afterwards to smooth this out because we are putting vinyl on afterwards. We just want to make sure we don't have any peaks. Okay. Come at it from more than one angle. Now traditionally bathroom basement floors are going to be curved all over the place. All right, now I got a ridge here because of the curve in the floor. Okay, so I don't want to let this become a bump. You really want to keep your 2x4 cut to almost the size of the hole, plus a few inches on each side. If it's too long, if I use an 8-foot here, my floor goes down and back up again, I'd end up almost filling the whole floor full of concrete. That'd be a waste of time. Now, I've intentionally mixed my last batch with more water because we want to be able to have a little bit more control over the last little bits. Just like to have it flow a little nicer. Make sure that I'm not putting in too much at a time here. If I can avoid having to take it out of the hole afterwards, then that would be good. This is about as close as we need to get. We've got a little bit of room for a backfill now, which is perfect. And we also have room for adding some sand mix here when we go to put the shower pan down. So this is perfect. So now we're backfilled, we're in underneath the concrete. Everything underneath was wet, so it's nice and bonded as well to the rock. So another hard day at work. We got our roughing done, we got our insulation done, we got our vape barrier on, we have our concrete put back. By tomorrow morning, we're gonna be ready to start putting all the finishing in and closing up. Really excited. Listen, if you're enjoying watching these videos, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to hear from you. If you got questions or comments, by all means, we look forward to hearing from you. And I answer all those things by myself, I promise, every day. See you next time.